I think we're all shocked. 4 goals in the 10.5 minutes. The first half, it was nil-nil. It was looking stalemate. I think United have become a 10-minute team. They've turned up for 10 minutes, as they've done in the past, and scored, and that's it. I'm shocked. I think we all are. There's some sort of shock there. 4 goals in 10.5 minutes. That's just not possible, is it? Okay, but there's some positives to take from this game as well. We've got some negatives, which was, well, our veteran central midfielders, Mata and Matic. Um, Slow. They need at least an extra 2 yards of pace, which they've lost. They don't have it anymore. They can do whatever they want, but they don't have that. 2 yards, half a yard, 1 yard, whatever you want to call it. They've lost that pace. Man United need pacey midfielders. Um, we're going to have to get rid of these two and replace them with someone else. We need more pace in the center of the park. Um, and yeah, I'm eating my words when I said Greenwood doesn't have it yet. He clearly has the finishing touch. Amazing finishes. The second goal, I don't know. What do you guys think? Second goal, maybe it could have been better. I mean, what I mean is the goalkeeper could have done better in terms of stopping that goal. It's it's a goal that should have been there, but there's doubts about that goal in the first one as well because obviously James Garner. That was a foul from James Garner, which the referee was close enough to see, but VAR wasn't being used, so they got away with it, which is good. It's encouraging that the the players are actually going for the tackles. Looking at the team overall, I think the older players actually played worse, and you've got some new, young players coming into the ranks. But here's the problem: the young players will only play as well as they are allowed to play by the senior players. The senior players are not playing very well. You've got Mata, Matic, Young. They didn't do well, and because they didn't do well, it's really affecting the play of the younger players. So, and also when we had Marshall Allen, the whole team was to just get the ball through to him. Once he came off, then the young players had to step up, I think, which is a positive thing. Okay, let's look at the team. Let's rate the players. Let's see how they've done. You got Sergio Romero in goal. Sergio Romero, um, he didn't have much to do. He didn't have much to do. Sergio Romero, as a goalkeeper, he did what when he was called upon, he reacted. It was a brilliant save of a curling ball, which he had, which is good. It was a nice save. Hello. Sorry, your name's written in Arabic. I don't know what your name is, so please just type in English. Hello. Um, so I think Sergio Romero, he did what when he was called upon. I'd give him about like a 6.5, 7 out of 10, simply because he did well. He reacted to when he needed to. Number on the right, I think Ashley Cole was, Ashley Cole was I think useless. I wouldn't give him anything more than a 5. He was beaten time and time again. He didn't have the foggiest. I know he got the goal and he was positioned really well for the goal, but I think he's not a right back or a left back like he's been used. I know we keep saying it's a wing back position and not a right back. Uh, oh, hello, Mohamed Al Sayed. Give your feedback. Come on, guys, give your feedback. Say what you want to say on this on the United game. Um, so you've got on the right, you've got Ashley Young, who I don't think he's the right player. I think he's over the hill. I never rated him as a fullback or a wing back. I always thought he was a better winger when he was a winger, but he's no longer a winger anymore. Then you've got on the left, you had Brandon Williams, who's young. He's very young, and he's got this aggressiveness about him. Ashley Young, legend. Joe, he was a legend, fantastic player when he was younger, but I think he's over the hill now. I think he's. I don't see where he fits in, Joe. Can you tell me? But okay, looking on the left, you've got Brandon Williams, who's very young. He's energetic. He plays well. He does what he needs to do. He's still learning, though. He's still learning. I mean, to be honest with you, I see a bit of a Dennis Irwin figure in him, but he is still got a long way to go and a lot of improvements to make yet. In the middle of the park, Harry Maguire, fantastic player, good player, but I don't think he was worth the 80 million fee. No way. He's not strong enough. He's not fast enough. We needed centre halves such as Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic, but we've got Maguire, who's, in my opinion, he's too slow. If he had more pace and maybe he was a bit stronger, strength-wise, I don't think it's a big issue. But if he had more pace, I think it would be better. I think it'd be better if he had more pace. On the other side, you've got I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name correctly. Tuanzebe. Tuanzebe has done well. I think he's young. He's not going to play very, very well in every single game. He'll play well in some games. He'll play bad in some games. That's natural. That's expected of young players. But you've got to remember, everyone thinking like, you've got the likes of Wayne Rooney. When he broke into the team, he was only 16, 17. When he was, 16 actually he was when he was almost playing for England at that minute. He was playing for Everton at that time, right? But you've got the strikers who come through sooner, because being a striker, it's more intuitive. It's more about just going out there and running with the ball, finishing it off. That's more intuitive, whereas defending isn't as intuitive. So Tuanzebe, even though I think he will become a fantastic player in the future, he's not there yet. He will get there. And then they brought on Phil Jones. Phil Jones, I think, again, I don't know. I don't see why Chris Smalling was let go of. So Chris Smalling should have been the one who was staying, and I think Phil Jones should have been the one out on loan. Okay, let's look at in the midfield. If you look at the midfield right now, don't ask. Matic, why, oh why, oh why? Matic, all he does is loses the ball. He's slow. He's got no control right now. When he was playing for Chelsea, yes, he was good, but he doesn't fit into this United team. He's way too slow for this United team. And then you've got Juan Mata. Again, Juan Mata, fantastic player. His creative abilities are almost unmatched when he's on point. But he's not on point. That's the issue. Juan Mata is no longer on point. Juan Mata has lost his pace. He isn't playing well. Maybe he needs a run of games. Maybe that's what it is. If you look at some of the other players, they needed all they needed was a run of games, like Fred. But I think he needs a run of games, maybe. But I don't see him getting that run of games like United. Maybe he needs to be loaned. Maybe he needs to be sold, and we need to replace him with someone else. Pogba, whenever he does come back, I don't know when he will come back. That's if he comes back, if he wants to come back. I think he could, on his day, be a match winner, but I don't think he is a match winner overall. Simply not. When I say it, sorry, don't bat my head off on that one. He can be a match winner on his day, but Pogba won't play well for United. I don't think he wants to stay. His heart's not in it. He wants to leave. So why are we fighting to keep someone at the club who we didn't want, who doesn't want to stay? If you look at why did Ferguson let go of Pogba? simply because his attitude was not right. Ferguson did not stand for this kind of stuff. He let go. He let players go. He let Beckham go. He let Stam go. He let many players go. Paul Ince. He didn't. He did not stand for disobedience. And essentially, what Pogba's doing is disobedience, right? So we've got that number 10 role, which we need to fill, as I said, we still need to fill. You've got Jesse Lingard, who plays in that role when we're playing fast attacking football, but we need a proper number 10. Jesse Lingard is only good as the players around him. Going back to the rating, sorry, I got carried away a bit. Matic, I would give him a 5. I don't see him as a good player at all. Mata, he played a bit better. He missed a few chances, but he got himself into the right positions at least. So I would give about 6 maybe. Looking at the strikers, Anthony Martial, he was kind of left on his own. He didn't have that support that he does when Rashford's there to just run at the teams. That's what we need. We need runners. We need people who are going to run, who are going to get the ball and just run straight at the other teams, which is what Solskjaer said. Fair play to him. When he first came, he said, I want a team that will outrun every other team. As a United team, you cannot be outrun. I think we understood that to mean high work rate. I don't know if it was work rate or he was talking about sheer pace. So if you've got the likes of, James, Rashford, Martial, Lingard, all running at any team, I mean, which defender would want that? Which defender would like to defend against them for running at them? You can't keep up with them. There's no way. But we need a plan B as well. We need a plan B because Solskjaer has only got one plan, and that is what he did against Tottenham, what he did against Man City, soak up the pressure and hit them on the counter-attack. You can't just do that. In this day and age, you can't just soak up the pressure and do that because you'll have teams who will come out there, they'll realize, yeah, United are a better team. So what they do is they go sit back and defend. And when they're sitting back and defending, United can't bring them down because they've only got that one plan of when the other team hits, we soak up the pressure, we knock the ball forward and run at them. But those teams won't allow you to do that. They just won't allow the team to do that. Well, and anyway, and looking at the rest of the team, Greenwood, fantastic, 2 great finishes. Young player, scuffled a few, and I'd give him a 9. I would give him a 9, simply because he got 2 brilliant goals, and he made it hard. He made life hard for the other team. Ander Pereira on the left. Pereira, I never understand what he's doing. I mean, he's got those fantastic pieces of skill where he gets the ball, he does a little step over or he knocks the ball between, like he created that goal for Ashley Young. That was literally Pereira creating the goal from it. Even though it wasn't him assisting, it was Juan Mata trying to take a shot and he miscued a shot and ended up for Ashley Young. But Pereira is very inconsistent. He was enjoying himself towards the end of the match, which is good. He had the right intentions, he had the right ideas, but it's not working. I think he needs more guidance. He needs you need the senior players to step in, but the senior players themselves are not playing well. So what can we expect? He reminds me of a young Nani. When Nani first came into the United setup, it was kind of weak. Everyone dubbed him to be the next Cristiano Ronaldo, but he didn't have the strength. He didn't have the same amount of skill. However, I'm not knocking him over. I'm not saying that he hasn't got any skill. He's fantastic. Pereira has got bags of talent, but that talent needs to be nurtured. And I don't see the players around to nurture them. Like Cristiano Ronaldo, when even now, Scholes and Giggs said that we kicked him in. We kicked him, we knocked him out, literally. When I say knocked him out, I mean that, physically. But, they made him, because they trained so hard, they made him train just as hard, if not more. And even till now, if you look at Cristiano Ronaldo, he's there. From, he's the first player on the training pitch and the last one off. So, okay, the two best players in the world right now are Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. But Lionel Messi has got bags and bags of raw talent. I don't think Cristiano Ronaldo has that raw talent. It's a lot of hard work. He has put in more hours than any other player to make himself the best. Solskjaer, again, as a coach, I think he's not a fantastic coach, but he's not the worst of the worst. We could have done a lot worse. We could have done a lot better. So what we're looking for right now is consistency. Solskjaer has one plan, but he needs a second plan. And today, I think what you're trying to do is have a team with Mata and Matic, players who will go towards the ball, control the game, keep possession, pass the ball around. But that didn't happen. And because that didn't happen, I mean, you saw how we scored the goal. The youngsters actually had to just get the ball and run at it, like the actual United team from the last two matches. But this is where we need to work out a second plan. You can't rely on players to be able to outrun everyone all the time. You need them to have plan B. So where does that plan B come from? I think it's the January transfer window. We need to buy a number 10. We need to buy a solid number 10 who will slot in where, we can use him and Lingard together. And I think we need another Martial type player at the front. Maybe we found Greenwood, but I don't know if Greenwood's ready to lead the charge from the front yet. He's still very young and needs time to be nurtured. It's something that's mind-boggling why United haven't done these transfers already. In the midfield, we need to get rid of Mata and Matic, maybe even Pogba if he doesn't want to stay, and get at least two solid midfielders. I know Fred and McTominay are doing really well right now, but you've still got to remember McTominay is still young. Fred, I don't know how consistent he's going to be. I mean, he's not been playing well, for the best part of his United career until the last few games. So you've got McTominay who's playing well. You've got Fred who's playing well, but they need a rest. Like today, they needed to be swapped over. You can't expect them to play two games every week. It's just not physically possible. So you're going to have to bring in young other players, right? Also, on the right, as a right back position, we need to get someone. Ashley Cole is not reliable. Wan-Bissaka, fantastic player. Like I think he was the buy of the season. But when we need to rest him, who do we have? Ashley Cole. Ashley Cole is not a defensive player. Maybe we should try him as a winger again. Maybe he'll play better as a winger. But as a defensive player, he's weak. He doesn't have the ability to defend. He doesn't have the tackling ability. He can run with the ball. He has the dribble. He can dribble with the ball. But as he's getting older, he's losing the pace as well. So you got to remember what we're doing. What we're doing with his pace. So what we're doing without him, without his pace, he's going to be running back because because he's a former winger, he is more higher up the pitch. So what ends up happening with that one there is that he has to run back to defend. And because he's running back and he doesn't have the pace that he did, he's losing a couple of yards, which means other players, especially if they're fast wingers, they're going to get past him. They're going to run past him day and night, which as a United team, you cannot allow. Manchester United cannot allow to be outrun by other teams. United never had old wingers. I mean, I know Gary Neville played till he was well into his 30s, but in those days, wingers played a different game. Wingbacks and fullbacks played a different game, and he was a fullback. He wasn't a wingback. Yeah, I know he did the overlaps every now and again, but at that minute, we had a team which was solid. We had, a solid midfield. We had someone in the middle of the park, Michael Carrick, namely, who would come back and basically become a five-man defense. But right now, it's not happening. Solskjaer needs to come up with a plan B of how to break down teams. Right, well, that's been me, and it's almost time for the election, so let's see what goes on with the elections. UK elections are going to be interesting, so keep an eye out. See you later. Bye. Oh, and subscribe, by the way. Bye.